Here it is. The most controversial LEGO set ever made. How many clone brain people just sat forward in excitement to hear me complain about this Fives minifigure? Well, sorry to disappoint you, but this isn't that kind of video. I actually really enjoy this set overall. The amount of minifigures you get is unheard of for a $55 set, and the set itself functions well and is really beautifully built. For the minifigures, let's start off with the bad guys. You get 2 stormtroopers, both still using the new style of stormtrooper helmet. My biggest complaint with these helmets is that you can't turn them. I don't hate these helmets, but I also don't love them. Either way, it's nice to have more stormtroopers in my collection, since that's an area of my collection that's always been lacking. Next, a Darth Vader minifigure. And this Vader is just wrong for this scene. In the original Star Wars, Vader has his tunic go over his shoulder armor. This is something I've seen so few people mention because they're too focused on another figure in this set. And while I'm glad that this almost perfect Vader minifigure with arm printing continues to be more accessible for more people, I think it's a missed opportunity for them to have not made this Vader match the original Star Wars look. Now, for the good guys, 2 Rebel Fleet Troopers who sadly have the same face. Even though they updated the torso print to make it compatible with any skin tone, they just decided to give us the same face twice. This is my only real disappointment with these 2. Sure, it would have been great to get dual molded legs, but I can live without them since I have a ton of the old Rebel Fleet Troopers from the Battle Pack, who also just have plain light bluish gray legs. And Captain Antilles is such a fine addition to my collection. As I've said before in my videos, I love Glup Shidos. And Captain Antilles is arguably the first Glup Shido we ever see. Okay, now let's talk about the eel in the room. The included 25th anniversary minifigure is a Phase 2 ARC Trooper 5s. One of the most popular clone troopers that didn't have a minifigure at all until now. And before people start yelling, yes, I agree he could be better, but he is really not as bad as y'all make it seem. The very obviously bad printing on the helmet is most people's main gripe with this guy. And yeah, it's not great. I don't understand why LEGO's printing on top of the helmet gets messy when it comes to this. Don't you dare start typing an essay in the comments about how it's the helmet hole's fault. I see you. Don't touch that keyboard. I don't see how the addition of holes could cause this problem. I'm sure it's more of a quality control problem than a design problem. Either way, I agree it is something that needs to be fixed. The rest of the figure is pretty great. The only real problem besides the helmet and the printed comma is that his arm should have gray on the gauntlets. However, this is a small detail that doesn't bother me as much as I thought it would. And having printed arm detail on a clone trooper is amazing anyways. And this printed head is also amazing. I'm so glad LEGO gave us an actual Fives head. I almost forgot to talk about the new ARC Trooper pauldron. I was honestly not into it before I got the set, and I think putting it on Fives the way the instructions tell you makes it look pretty bad. However, if you just put it under the backpack loop, it looks infinitely better. Honestly, I think I much prefer this pauldron now over the 2012 version, especially with the printed detail on it. He comes with this little stand that every 25th anniversary minifigure will come with. Okay, now that all of that is out of the way, this set is really fun. It's also got some amazing detail builds. I really love the paneling and shaping on the wall here. Some detail pieces are unfortunately stickers, but they look great. I just wish that at least these wall tiles could have been printed since it's the same pattern. This door piece, however, is printed, and it looks great. And that leads me into the play functions of this set. The primary one being this door. It works so well and so smoothly. Just look at how satisfying this is. The second play function is using these Technic pieces to make the stormtroopers or rebels fall as if they'd been shot. This function works really well, but I honestly won't be using it much because it's just not as entertaining as the door feature. Overall, I really like this set. This was definitely one of the sets I was more excited for since it's recreating such an iconic scene and could be used to recreate a more recent iconic scene. Plus, I've been wanting to add a Captain Antilles to my collection for a very long time, so it's very satisfying to finally have him. And, of course, the ARC Trooper 5s is a plus in my book. I will never say no to LEGO making a named clone, even if the printing isn't the best. Now, is this set worth the price? Honestly, I think it depends. $55 does seem like a lot for what you're getting, but I will say that this set seems way smaller in promo photos. A lot of people were comparing it to the Dark Troopers set, but it's a much more substantial set. I do think there were a few missed opportunities, like the inaccurate Darth Vader and the Rebel Troopers having the same face. But those aren't deal breakers to me. It's just a fun set with some good minifigures, and I think that's more than enough to justify the price. But if you happen to see it on sale, I think it'll be well worth the price. Later.